fast cars, there are beautiful cars, and then there are cars that look like they were designed specifically to intimidate everyone around them. Throughout the golden age of American performance, designers occasionally created machines that seemed to possess a personality all their own. Cars with aggressive front ends, sinister body lines, hidden headlights, towering scoops, and proportions that made them look less like transportation and more like predators, waiting for an opportunity to strike. What's fascinating is that many of the most intimidating American cars ever built weren't necessarily the most famous. Some lived in the shadows of bigger legends, others were produced in relatively small numbers, and a few simply arrived at the wrong moment in history. But decades later, they still share one remarkable quality. Park one beside a modern vehicle, and it immediately commands attention. Not because it's flashy, not because it's expensive, but because it looks genuinely mean. Number 10, 1963 Studebaker Avanti. The early 1960s represented a difficult period for Studebaker. The company was struggling financially, competitors were growing larger and stronger, and many industry observers questioned whether the historic manufacturer could survive much longer. Instead of playing it safe, Studebaker did something unexpected. They built one of the most radical American cars of the decade. The Avanti looked unlike anything else on the road. Designed by the legendary Raymond Loewy and his team, the car abandoned traditional American styling conventions almost entirely. There was no oversized chrome grille dominating the front end, no excessive tail fins, no unnecessary decoration. Instead, the Avanti featured a sleek fiberglass body with a low nose, dramatic curves, and proportions that felt years ahead of its time. And somehow, that clean design made it look even more sinister. The front end appeared almost expressionless, cold, deliberate, predatory. It looked less like a car and more like a machine designed with a specific purpose. Performance backed up the styling. Supercharged R2 versions of the Avanti produced impressive power for the era, helping establish numerous speed records and proving that Studebaker still knew how to build a serious performance automobile. Today, the Avanti remains one of the most distinctive American cars ever created, a machine so futuristic and intimidating that it still doesn't quite look like it belongs in 1963. Number 9. 1969 Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2. By the late 1960s, NASCAR had become an aerodynamic arms race. Manufacturers were discovering that small changes in body design could create enormous advantages at high speed. Mercury's response was the Cyclone Spoiler 2, and subtle it was not. The front end stretched dramatically forward, creating a long pointed nose designed specifically to cheat the wind. The grille sat deeply recessed, the body looked streamlined and purposeful. Everything about the car suggested movement. Even when standing still, unlike many muscle cars that relied on brute force styling, the Cyclone Spoiler 2 looked intelligent, calculated, dangerous, the sort of machine that didn't need to announce its intentions because everyone already understood them. Under the hood, buyers could choose from several powerful V8 options, including the legendary 408 Cobra Jet. But the real story was always the shape. This wasn't a stylistic experiment. It was a weapon built to satisfy NASCAR homologation requirements and dominate America's fastest racetracks. Production numbers remained limited, making the Cyclone Spoiler 2 relatively rare even when new. Today, that rarity only adds to its mystique, because few cars capture the combination of aggression and purpose, quite like Mercury's forgotten aerodynamic warrior. Number 8. 1970 AMC AMPS American Motors Corporation spent much of its existence playing the role of underdog. The company lacked the resources of Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, yet somehow managed to create some of the most interesting performance cars of the muscle car era. The AMC AMPS may be the best example. Short wheelbase, long hood, wide stance, minimal overhangs, everything about the AMX felt compact and muscular. While competitors were building increasingly larger performance cars, AMC took a different approach. The result looked aggressive in a completely unique way. The front grille appeared narrow and determined. The body sides looked tightly wrapped around the mechanical components beneath. There was very little excess anywhere. Every line seemed intentional. The 1970 model introduced a dramatic power bulge hood that transformed the AMX's appearance even further. Suddenly, the car looked as though it was barely containing the engine underneath, and in some cases, it wasn't. Power came from several V8 options, including AMC's formidable 390 cubic inch engine. The AMX wasn't merely quick, it was genuinely fast. What makes the car so fascinating today is how different it feels from its rivals. The Camaro looked sporty, the Mustang looked youthful, the AMX looked angry, and that personality remains one of its greatest strengths. Number 7. 1965 Buick Riviera Grand Sport. When most people think of Buick, aggression isn't usually the first word that comes to mind. Luxury, comfort, refinement. Those are the qualities typically associated with the brand. The Riviera Grand Sport changed that perception entirely. Introduced during an era when American personal luxury coupes were becoming increasingly sophisticated, the Riviera already possessed some of the most elegant styling in the industry. Then Buick added the Grand Sport package. The result was extraordinary. The Riviera's design relied on razor-sharp body lines, a long sweeping hood, and hidden headlights that gave the front end a remarkably sinister appearance. Those hidden headlights are particularly important. When closed, the grille appeared almost seamless, dark, mysterious, as though the car was staring at you without revealing its eyes. Beneath that beautiful exterior sat Buick's powerful 425 cubic inch nailhead V8, an engine known for producing enormous torque and effortless acceleration. The Riviera Grand Sport wasn't a drag racer. It wasn't a track car. It was something arguably more intimidating. A luxury performance machine capable of crossing entire states at frightening speed while remaining calm, quiet, and composed. Few American cars have ever balanced elegance and menace so effectively, and that's precisely what makes the Riviera unforgettable. Number 6, 1971, Plymouth GTX. By 1971, the muscle car wars had reached their absolute peak. Manufacturers were producing increasingly outrageous performance machines, while simultaneously facing growing pressure from insurance companies, emissions regulations, and changing consumer priorities. The Plymouth GTX arrived during this fascinating transition period, and visually, it looked absolutely ruthless. The redesigned 1971 body featured a dramatic fuselage-inspired shape that wrapped around the car like a piece of aircraft engineering. The front end sat low and wide. The grille appeared aggressive and deeply recessed. The hood stretched endlessly toward the horizon. And then there were the colors. Plymouth offered some of the boldest paint options of the era, but somehow the GTX looked particularly intimidating when finished in darker shades. Black, dark green, deep blue. Colors that emphasized every curve and shadow. Underneath that dramatic styling lived serious performance credentials. Engine choices included the legendary 440 Super Commando and the mighty 426 Hemi, power plants capable of transforming the GTX from an already imposing machine into something genuinely fearsome. Yet what makes the 1971 GTX so memorable isn't simply its performance. It's the attitude. Many muscle cars looked fast. The GTX looked dangerous, like a heavyweight boxer entering the ring already knowing the outcome. And even today, more than 5 decades later, that confidence remains impossible to ignore. Number 5. 1968 Shelby GT500 KR. Few names in American automotive history carry the same weight as Shelby. By 1968, the partnership between Carroll Shelby and Ford had already produced some of the most respected performance machines ever to leave an assembly line. The GT350 had established its credentials. The GT500 had expanded the formula. Then came the GT500 KR, King of the Road, a name so confident it bordered on arrogance. Yet somehow, the car managed to live up to it. The 1968 redesign gave the Mustang a more muscular appearance than ever before. The body looked heavier, broader, and more substantial. Functional hood scoops, aggressive front-end styling, and distinctive Shelby-specific details transformed the car into something that felt considerably more serious than a standard Mustang, and serious it was. Under the hood sat Ford's mighty 428 Cobra Jet V8, officially rated at 335 horsepower, though many enthusiasts have long suspected the real figure was significantly higher. What mattered wasn't the number, it was the experience, the massive torque, the effortless acceleration, the sensation that the car could overwhelm its rear tires at virtually any moment. Visually, the GT500 KR possessed a kind of controlled aggression. It didn't appear wild or reckless. Instead, it looked disciplined, like a predator that didn't need to chase because it already knew it was the fastest thing in the room. Today, the GT500 KR remains one of the most desirable Shelby Mustangs ever built, a machine whose reputation continues to grow with every passing year. Number 4. 1970 Ford Torino Cobra. The 1970 Torino Cobra arrived at a fascinating moment in Ford's performance history. The Mustang may have received most of the attention, but Ford understood that serious muscle car buyers often wanted something larger, more powerful, and considerably more intimidating. The Torino Cobra answered that demand perfectly. Everything about the car felt substantial. The long fastback roofline, the broad shoulders, the deeply recessed grille, the sweeping body contours that seemed to stretch from bumper to bumper without interruption. It looked enormous, and that was part of its appeal. Unlike smaller performance cars that relied on agility and youthful styling, the Torino Cobra projected brute force. It looked like it had been carved from solid steel. Power came from an impressive range of engines, including the legendary 429 Cobra Jet and Super Cobra Jet options. These were not subtle power plants. They were built with one purpose: straight-line speed. Yet the styling remains what people remember most. The hidden headlights available on certain models gave the front end a particularly sinister appearance. When closed, the car seemed almost expressionless. Cold, unemotional, deliberate. It wasn't trying to look friendly. It wasn't trying to look sophisticated. It was trying to look powerful, and it succeeded. The Torino Cobra represents one of the final great expressions of Ford's classic muscle car philosophy. Big engine, big body, big attitude, and absolutely no apologies. Number 3, 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge. The Pontiac GTO Judge occupies a unique place in muscle car history. Part performance machine, part marketing masterpiece, and entirely unforgettable. When Pontiac introduced the Judge package for 1969, the goal was simple: create a version of the GTO that stood apart from everything else on the road. At first glance, the bright colors and bold graphics might not seem particularly evil. Look closer. Beneath the decals and spoilers lived one of the most aggressive muscle cars of its era. The Endura front bumper gave the car a distinctive face unlike anything else in Detroit. The grille appeared deeply recessed. The headlights seemed hidden within dark openings. The entire front end looked as though it had been designed to intimidate slower traffic. And often, it did. Engine choices included the potent Ram Air III and the legendary Ram Air IV V8s, both capable of delivering serious performance. But the Judge's personality went beyond horsepower. This was a car with attitude, the sort of machine that wanted attention and had absolutely no intention of being polite about it. Everything from the stance to the exhaust note reinforced that impression. The Judge wasn't elegant, it wasn't refined, it wasn't restrained. It was loud, confident, rebellious. And that rebellious spirit helped transform it into one of the defining muscle cars of the entire era. Today, the Judge remains a symbol of peak Pontiac performance, a reminder of a time when manufacturers competed not only for speed, but also for personality. Number 2, 1970. Chevrolet SS454. There are muscle cars. And then there is the 1970 Vest Chevelle SS454. Even among the giants of the muscle car era, the SS454 stands apart. Because Chevrolet wasn't interested in subtlety. They weren't interested in balance. They weren't interested in compromise. They were interested in horsepower, as much horsepower as possible. The result was the LS6-powered SS454, one of the most formidable production muscle cars America ever produced. Officially rated at 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, the LS6 represented the peak of Chevrolet's muscle car engineering. But before the engine even started, the car looked intimidating. The cowl induction hood dominated the front end. The wide stance emphasized its muscular proportions. The grille sat low and purposeful. Everything about the Chevelle suggested strength, not elegance, not sophistication, strength. The kind of strength that could overwhelm rear tires, quarter-mile times, and occasionally the confidence of inexperienced drivers. Yet what makes the 1970 SS454 truly special is how honest it feels. There were no gimmicks, no unnecessary decorations, no elaborate marketing tricks. Just a massive engine wrapped inside one of the most muscular body designs Chevrolet ever produced. The car didn't need to announce its intentions. One glance told you everything you needed to know. It was fast. It knew it was fast, and it expected everyone else to understand that as well. Number 1. 1970 Dodge Charger Daytona. If every other car on this list looks evil, the Dodge Charger Daytona looks like the final boss. Nothing else comes close. The nose, the wing, the proportions, the sheer visual aggression of the design. Everything about the Daytona feels almost absurd, and that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. The story begins with NASCAR. By 1970, manufacturers were locked in an aerodynamic war unlike anything the sport had ever seen. High-speed stability and reduced drag had become critical advantages, and Dodge was determined to win. The solution was radical: a dramatically extended aerodynamic nose cone, a towering rear wing mounted high above the trunk, and countless hours of engineering focused entirely on speed. The result transformed the Charger into something almost otherworldly. From certain angles, it barely looked like a production car. It looked like a prototype that somehow escaped onto public roads. Yet beneath all the aerodynamic modifications remained the soul of a true muscle car. Buyers could choose powerful engines, including the legendary 426 Heshme and the mighty 440 Magnum. Power was never in short supply. Neither was attention. Because no matter where a Daytona appeared, people noticed. They still do. The towering rear wing alone guarantees it. But beyond the spectacle lies something deeper: purpose. Every line, every modification, every strange design decision existed for a reason. The Daytona wasn't trying to follow trends. It wasn't trying to appeal to everyone. It was built to dominate, and dominate it did. In 1970, the Charger Daytona became one of the first NASCAR vehicles to break the 200-mile-per-hour barrier, forever cementing its place in automotive history. Looking back today, these 10 machines represent something special. Not simply performance, not simply styling, but attitude. They came from an era when American designers weren't afraid to create cars that looked intimidating, aggressive, and unapologetically powerful. Cars with personalities, cars with presence, cars that seemed almost alive. And perhaps that's why they continue to captivate enthusiasts decades later. Because while modern performance cars may be faster, safer, and more advanced, very few look as though they could stare back at you. These forgotten American machines did. And that's exactly what made them unforgettable.